Oh, I missed a bit. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be showing you how to wire tack an EK engine bay. So we're going to be moving the wire on both of the strut towels on either side, and we're going to tuck them underneath the wings. We are also going to be moving the fuse box into the glove box as well, because we need to get it out of the way to put the catch can in the way for the rock cover. So we're going to move all that stuff, potentially depin some wires, but yeah, it's mainly a how-to on if you want to do it yourself. So we have Wiggins here, off camera, on camera, we're going to be rolling, you'll see him. Wiggins, we've got Wiggins doing stuff, he's come to help, and yeah, let's see how we get on.
So for this job you need pretty basic tools. We've got a little battery gun just to speed things up. All you need is a 10mm socket, because most of the bolts are a 10mm. 8mm socket, because there's a couple, that's not an 8mm, that's a 10. That's the 8mm socket, because there's a couple 8mm in there where you need to remove the blower motor, ratchet, a couple extensions, flathead screwdriver, posi screwdriver, and then we've got a pick and some pin removing tools and just a Stanley blade and a bit of tape really. And that is everything you would need to complete this job at home, in your garage or whatever.
Right, so Wiggins, where are we going to start? You know more of these things than I do, so...
Well, we're going to have to get the wings off.
Yeah.
So I think the first thing to do is get that awkward bolt out in behind the door.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have to take the car off the ramp to do that, and then put it back on and just stay on hand.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll do that first.
So yeah, basically taking the wings off first, take the car off the ramp, and then, yeah, we need to take side skirts off, wings off, and then we can start messing around with the wiring after. So yeah, let's go. When you open the door, there's a bolt like on the inside, and to do that, you basically need to open the doors the whole way. We're just going to push the car off the ramp a bit further forward, and then, so we can actually open the doors. Yeah? So come with me, I'll show you where the bolt is. That is the awkward bolt, right there. So we're gonna have to take that out to be able to take the wings off. And there's a couple underneath, and then there's a couple on the top as well, so we're just gonna take all of them out. So, back on the ramp. That was quick. Why are we wire tacking it? Just looks cleaner, it's nicer.
More room.
Less potential issues with like heat soak on the wire or wires melting. So many advantages that you may as well just do it. It's really not that difficult either. On this, I don't even know if we're gonna have to depin anything, maybe. We might have to, but it's easy job, and yeah. Okay, so you want to take these two screws off to get the, I can't even remember what this is called. Side skirt, Jesus. So to get the side skirt off, you've got to undo these two, and also there's normally clips like under here. So as all Civics, screw won't come out. How bad is it under here? Don't look too bad, to be fair.
Bad, really?
No. It's all pretty solid.
Seals are right.
Yeah. Seals aren't bad. It's a good thing. I thought they were going to be absolutely screwed. Anyone who has ever owned a Civic dreads this bit. Normally, you take it off, big holes all the way underneath, but it's doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty solid, doesn't it?
Bad, no, right.
I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but hear that? You can hear that through the mic.
Solid.
Yeah, we're good. I mean, there's other bits that aren't, but we'll get that. We'll get to it. But anyway, we didn't hear that. Bumper off, and then wings off. So, we're just going to take the front bumper off. I've cable tied it on for the minute, so Wiggins is going to take that off. And then on here, we've just got to take these two bolts out on both sides. And then there's 3 across the top, and then I think that's it, isn't it? Wing will come out. Yeah.
So basically, we're going to need to unclip this whole loom.
Here, Wiggins.
That is not blood, that is grease. I'm going to disconnect this whole loom that runs all the way from one side of the engine bay to the other and plugs into your headlights, your horn, and whatever else is on that piece of loom. We want to take the whole loom off the car really, and then we can modify it a little bit, untangle it, gain a little bit of wire, and then it should go all the way around the outside. Right, so we need to undo that on there. That's your main plug for your engine loom. We need to disconnect the, oops. We need to disconnect the brake fluid level sensor. And then unplug the headlight. Right, we need to get this headlight out in a minute so I can get the rest of that wiring off. Oops. Yeah, if you loosen them, it just makes it a bit easier to get the headlight out. Right. There's that one.
When was the last time we actually worked on the car together?
Probably when when your car was at our unit, probably.
The last time me and Wiggins worked on the car was probably 5 years ago now.
Probably.
Oh wait, you came down for the gearbox video.
Oh yeah.
We'll put the gearbox video up here.
Yeah, that was probably the last time.
You came down for that, and then
Right, there's one side.
This is the reason that we were swapping them out.
Put it on the floor.
Oh God! God!
Sorry, I just had to do that. Just disconnecting the loom on the passenger side, and as it will no longer be running through here, we can get rid of this ugly bracket.
We need to get rid of these. I'll get those off now, and then yeah, much better. I am removing all of the clips.
I cut all of these because they don't need to be reused, but all of these ones here, that run across here, I'll actually take them off properly because we're going to reuse them.
Right, okay. So I take it we're reusing those to clip like underneath and on the
outside of the slab.
Yeah. So majority of the time you would cut them off, but like Wiggins just said, if you are, when you pull all the wiring back through and you're pulling it out on the outside, you can use like all of these little points to push those back in again, and it just means that you don't have to mess with it. You can literally just plug the thing in and be done. So. So Wiggins got really mad at me the last time we painted my old engine bay, because he painted it, and then about what, 3 hours later I took a grinder to it and we ended up notching a section out here for the radiator to go across. He was not happy, and he promised me he would never help me paint anything ever again. Little does Wiggins know we're going to be painting this at some point.
I told you, mock everything up.
Yep.
You said, no, it'll be fine.
In fairness, I did mock it up. I did mock it, but then one of the cores blew. The core blew on the rad, and we put a different rad in that was slightly thicker. That wasn't on me, Wiggins. That was not on me. So, essentially, Wiggins is now, well, that's the entire light loom, isn't it?
That is the whole headlight loom, yeah?
So that is the entire headlight loom, all out in one.
Step one.
Nice. So, the plan now is to route it around the other side, so where it would normally go out through the engine bay, we're going to push it through, run it like all the way, probably under here somewhere, back round the front, same for this side. All the ones that did used to go up there, we'll push it back through and go around at the outside.
But in order to be able to get this loom to run around the outside, we need this plug here to be over here.
Will it reach?
So, in a sense, what we need to do is strip this back and pull this plug back through the bulkhead.
Right.
And then put it coming out the grommet for the door wiring.
Right.
To be able to get it here. Okay. So, what we need to do is get this plug here, back through the bulkhead, out through the door grommet, and to this side. But in order to do that, we need to leave this plug behind, because this is what connects our engine loom to the body loom. So we're gonna have to strip all of this tape back and untangle some of this wiring. So basically, we have stripped back the loom, back to the grommet, and we have separated our headlight plug from the engine loom plug. Basically, we need to be able to pass this wiring back through this grommet. So if you're lazy, you could just slice the grommet and then seal it back up with a bit of sealer afterwards, or if you want to be fancy, you can deep in the plug and pull it back through and then pin it up afterwards, because it's not that hard. If you plug this into here, like that, all of the wires are colour to colour, so you can't really get it wrong. Deep in the plug's quite easy. You just get a pick this white piece out. And then if you look in here, I don't know if you can see it, and a little tab there. And just pick that back. There we go. Right. Actually, they come out easier if you actually just lift the pin rather than the tab. You can just push them out in. This is just a cheap eBay pin removing kit. They're about $4.99, and that should give you most of the tools to remove pins from various plugs. Right, now we need to pull this lot back through here. Here's a quick note as well. If you do decide to not de-pin the plug and you cut the grommet, the plug will just about fit through this grommet hole. So you can do it without de-pinning. It will just about fit through there. Just cutting all this crap tape off so we can get the wiring through there. Right, what we need to do is pull the wiring from into the engine bay, back through the bulkhead, and into the footwell, which is right down here. There we've got our wiring from the engine bay, which we now need to pass through the pillar and out through the grommet for the door wiring. But in order to do that, there is a big piece of foam sound deadening up here I need to pull out. And then we should be able to feed it through and pass it through that grommet. Where's Matthew?
In the office.
Matt, don't run away. Don't run away.
Right.
I'm going to poke this wiring through the pillar. You want to see if you can pull it through?
Yep.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, pull it. So now you just want to poke it through here and get it out of here. This might be easier if I do it one by one. Poking these wires through one by one through the door grommet. As we've deepened it, we don't need to cut the grommet, we can just poke them through. Right, I've already pinned some of these up, but for the purpose of the video, it's colour to colour, it's pretty self-explanatory. Here we've got green and black. You find green and black on the other side, which is that one there. and these will only go in one way, so if you push it in and it doesn't go in, just turn it 180 degrees and then it will clip in nicely, he says. Alright, there you go.
We are getting over the car. So on this side, Wiggins is currently depinning that, which is the plug for the light loom. It basically stops us having to cut the, there's like a rubber grommet on the outside, it saves having to cut that, so he's just going to pull the wires back through. The 3 plugs that are there are for the fuse box in the engine bay. We're going to pull all those back inside, so we can have the glove box inside fuse box inside the glove box is the plan, just to get it out of the way so we can put a catch cam there. And yeah, once that's depinned and everything's pulled through, then we should be good. So I split that by itself, that can go back there.
What's happened, Mark?
Wiggins was pulling a little plastic bit out of a plug and he basically wedged it between...
I didn't wedge it, it jumped itself in there.
It jumped off and he managed to wedge it between the inlet manifold and the head in basically the only gap that's down there.
What do we got to do?
So I think he's... Oh, there we go, we got it. We got it, we're good. Crisis over.
Right, so we've depinned this, we've pulled it through, we've pinned it back up. We can now plug this into here, that way, and this into here. And now our wiring will run all the way around the outside of the inner wings, all the way around the outside of the slam panel, and back around to this side without cutting any wires. What we need to do now is make sure everything will plug in and reach where it's going to be. So that's lights. Half a job Matt again, just meant to bolt that on there, wasn't he? And now he's legged it. Typical. I'll finish the job you started, Matt, as per usual.
Yeah, I did that.
You never?
We were waiting for you to bring the wiring.
Any excuse.
Yeah.
Make sure you clean your earth points. Yeah, so these earths that are originally on the inside of the engine bay now bolt to the same point, we just put them on the outside of the inner wing. And really, in a sense, what we're going to do now is just the reverse order of what we done earlier and just put it all back together. Cable tie these or fix them somewhere or another up to here, keep them out of the way. Everything should fit.
So that is it. Once you've plugged everything together, you are all done. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe as it helps the channel out massively. Next week we're going to have fitting the seats, we've got the fuse bolts that we need to finish off and loads of other stuff, so make sure you come back for that one. Thank you very much and we'll catch you soon.